All right, y'all. So, welcome to the results video for our pick a card for the week of March 15th through the 21st. You were to select from card group number one, card group number two, or card group number three. Comment your card selection down below by Monday, March 16th, in order to be entered to win our March giveaway. Every month, we have a giveaway, and every week that you come and watch the weekly pick a card and comment by the Monday of that week, then your name is added an additional time into the hat. So, before we go ahead and get into it, I want to remind you that down below is the timestamp if you want to skip ahead to your card results. But as always, I do make my announcements, and I also do the opening intuitive message, which will include a bonus reading this bottom of the deck here. And so I highly suggest that you stay tuned to the announcements, because I will be talking about some changes that are coming, as well as the opening intuitive message, so that you can get the bonus reading. However, if you must skip ahead right now, that is perfectly fine. Just make sure you come back to this segment of the video so that you can get the announcements and listen to the opening intuitive message. All right. So, there are some changes that are coming to my business very, very soon, like within the week. I am actually, I have been feeling a strong desire to make some changes in how I make my readings and my products, my digital products and whatnot available. I am working more closely with people who have some very intentional spiritual and self-love goals, spiritual and or self-love goals. And so I want to be able to devote a lot of my energy towards those people, and in doing so, they will have the first dibs on booking readings with me. They will have the first dibs on some of the products that I will be introducing very soon, like group coaching. Because what some of you may not know, if you only watch me here, is that I do some spiritual and self love, and sometimes that actually taps into some business coaching as well. And so I will be having some digital or down online classes and coaching packages available for those individuals who are already working with me closely, or are seeking to do so, or seeking to go beyond just like the pick a card readings. And so that is how I'm restructuring my business. So these, I will continue to do pick a card readings because I enjoy them and I think you enjoy them as well. But I will be, all of my readings won't be available for you to just readily book, and not all of my classes will be readily available. With that being said, so now is the time. If you have been wanting to book a reading with me and you just haven't done it yet, you want to make sure that you do that within the next few days, so that before the current readings come down off of the link to book, you want to make sure that you already have yours. Also, there are some digital audio classes that are available. I have some very powerful classes that are up and available to download right now. And so if you have been looking at my offerings and just kind of waiting to download them for whatever reason, might want to go ahead and do that, because they are not going to be available very soon. Actually, most likely by the next pick a card reading, March 22nd, a lot of that will come down. And then on the 23rd is when I will announce my coaching packages and my reading offerings to those who are working with me more closely. All right. So you definitely want to make sure you do that. Also, make sure that you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, because it is, especially if you are only watching me on YouTube, because I is there that I will be making announcements about how to get on my mailing list. My mailing list has actually been closed for a while. I have not been getting or requesting email addresses for people to get on my mailing list and to be updated on what I'm doing, right? And so there are some people who have been on there for a while, so they get weekly updates and emails and love letters and self-love tips and all kind of things through my email list. But that has been closed for some time, but I'm going to reopen that. And in doing so, I will actually make I created an astrology worksheet for you to download where you can look at your sun and moon signs and get a better understanding of who you are. And so when you download that worksheet, you will also be opted into my email list. So if you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, that's where I will be making the announcement that my email list is open and how to get on it. So you want to make sure that you're following me over there so that as soon as it opens, you can get on the mailing list and you can get updated on my upcoming coaching packages and my in-person and online classes that will be made available very soon. All right. So with all of that being said, the two main audio classes that are up right now for you to download that will go away in a week. The first one is the Feminine Self-Care Secrets to Attract Abundance and Joy. It is an online audio class. You can listen to it on your phone, on your computer, in your car, wherever. That class, I really go into some specific self-care practices that are very feminine in nature, not necessarily girly. You get what I'm saying? We all possess feminine and masculine energy, and the feminine energy is what helps you to attract abundance and joy in your life because you become a being of abundance and joy. And so that class, the Feminine Self-Care Secrets to Attract Abundance and Joy, is available. The second one is Pleasure and Abundance Are Your Birthright. Now that one really goes even more deeply into how to elevate your self-worth so that you allow abundance to manifest for you. It's about moving past making the best of what you have and learning how to expect the best. And I really explain how to do that, how to go about that process. And so that class is also a 1 hour audio class that is still currently, as I'm recording this, available for you to download. Again, by next week's Pick a Card on March 22nd, both of these will go away. And so you want to make sure that you click the link down below in my description box to get them. Now, both of them are $19.99 each, but if you want to download both of them, then I highly suggest that you get the Abundance, Pleasure, and Joy bundle. That one includes both of the audio classes, and it is only $29.99. So you can download them individually for $19.99, or you can get them both 1 hour audio classes on attracting abundance, wealth, and joy in your life for $29.99. All right. So that's a great deal. Also, because we are still in Pisces season, everybody's a Pisces, including you. Video is available to watch. That link is down below. You know what I always say, it doesn't matter what sign you are. You can be an Aries, you can be a Virgo, you can be a Sagittarius. It doesn't matter. We are in Pisces season. And so Pisces is the sign that is teaching us the lessons that we need to know. And all of us have Pisces somewhere in our natal charts. And so right now is the time to really cultivate that part of you. And I explain how to do that in that free YouTube video that's down below. So make sure you click that link to watch that. As always, please subscribe to my channel. I'm so thankful to those of you who have been subscribing and leaving positive comments and sharing and just uplifting my channel. I really do appreciate this because this is a labor of love. I do this because I have something to share, and I believe that there are people such as yourself who enjoy what I'm sharing. And so make sure that you subscribe to this channel, share this video, and give this video a thumbs up if it is benefiting you, because that helps my channel and that encourages me to continue to do these videos. And then what also encourages me is when you support this channel through a love offering, also known as a donation. you can do that down below. The links to leave a love offering is in the description box. I don't care if it's $5 or $500. It doesn't matter the amount. It's just about the reciprocity and showing your love. All right. So that is it for my announcement. So let's go ahead and get into the opening intuitive message. Y'all, y'all already know, if you've been watching the news, you've been on social media, you talking to your friends, whatever, you already know it's a lot going on in the world right now. We are facing, or we are being, globally we are facing what is being called a pandemic, a health crisis, if you will. And it is bringing a lot of fear to a lot of people, a lot of major concerns. It is all we hear about. It is all the media outlets is that's all that's being discussed, and rightfully so from their perspective, because they want to put the world on notice. They want to give health tips and express what needs to be done, or what should be done, or just make people aware. And so there is always a good thing with awareness, right? Because you know what is going on in the world. And the flip side of that, though, is that sometimes with awareness comes a huge amount of fear, because people don't know what to do. People are afraid. With awareness, it comes sometimes confusion. You would think awareness would bring clarity, but it oftentimes brings further confusion and fear and worry and panic, even. As we're seeing, a lot of people are almost panicking. And that there's a fear, there's behavior that's driven by fear that is not helpful to any situation, right? And so as I was preparing to record this pick a card reading, I was thinking about that, but not really over concerned or worried, but really what I was more so feeling was the overwhelming feeling of love. And a lot of times when we hear the word love, we think about romantic love. We think about relationships, and especially romantic relationships and hugging and kissing and sex, or, flowers and candy. And we think about things on that level, but we forget that love is first and foremost divine. Love is first and foremost one of the highest energies, if you will, one of the highest even emotions, one of the highest states of being, because it's not even just a feeling or emotion, it's a state of being. And a lot of people will say, like God is love, so it is love itself goes beyond feeling and the romantic kind of love. There's a higher vibration of love that is so high, for lack of a better word, or so untainted by fear, that it is God like, is godly like, is goddess like, is, what I mean, is divine. And that is what I was feeling. And even when I woke up and I felt that today was the day to make this recording, I felt an overwhelming feeling of love rather than fear. An overwhelming feeling of the supremacy of love, and the importance of keeping love supreme. Isn't that a song, A Love Supreme? Letting love reign in our lives. And that is what will help many of us throughout the world to not get caught up in feelings of fear and panic and worry. When we keep love supreme, then fear cannot reign. We cannot give into fears. We cannot give into worries or anxieties. It's one thing to be prepared, whether you're talking about a global pandemic or you're just talking about even something as small as is looking for another job. You know what I mean? If you let any fear in your life, or any concerns, if you let your concerns turn into fear, then that feeling of fear will be the thing that's ruling your life. And fear is a horrible master. Fear is a horrible master. It's okay to be concerned about things. It's okay to know what is going on, or to even to be aware of certain obstacles, right? I'm not saying that we should not be aware, but once we get into the state of fear or panic and overwhelming worry, then we become no good. Whereas the supremacy of love puts us always back in the power seat of our lives. And so, what I was strongly feeling is that love is and love always will be, no matter what. And when we know that, then there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear, even in the face of obstacles and opposition and challenges and not knowing what to do about whatever in your life, whether you're somebody who's worried about a global pandemic, or you're just worried about your children, or just worried about your job, or just worried about, paying your cable bill. I don't know. Whatever it is that seeks to pull you into a state of fear, always know that love reigns supreme. And that is the focus of this week's pick a card is, what do you most need to know, do, and be aware of in order to allow love to reign supreme? How to release the fear and to allow love, all goodness, to flow into your life. How to surrender limiting beliefs that are actually blocking your abundance to lovely experiences. Sometimes we think that the limitations that we place on ourselves because of fear, that we're doing ourselves a favor, when actually it's blocking the very things that we want. And we see this all the time, like people who say, oh, I want to, let's just say if they want romantic love, right? Oh, I want romantic love, or I want to be married, or I want, a partnership, a love partnership in that way. But everything in their life that they do and say and how they behave is totally counter to what they say that they want, because they want something that they don't believe that they can have. And the fear of believing that they cannot have it is what's actually blocking them from the very thing that they say that they want. And so this week we're looking at removing those blocks and obstacles, but not even so much the work of removing them, but really just allowing love to reign supreme in our lives. All right. And so the bottom of, I'm feeling also as a special bonus to those of you who are actually watching this opening intuitive message, sometimes I be throwing in little y'all remember back in the day when on a CD there would be like a bonus track, a hidden track that wasn't even listed in the credits, right? It was just, if you just let the CD player, the tape play, a bonus song would come up. Sometimes I do that in my pick a card readings just to see who's watching. So as a bonus, I'm really feeling right now, though I'm going to give away, not, it's not a giveaway because it actually will cost, but I'm going to do a clarity reading for those of you who are listening to this opening intuitive message. If you send me an email, and my email is listed down in the description box. If you send me an email by the end of the week, by March 21st, Saturday, March 21st, saying that you saw this, you listened to this opening intuitive message, and you want you have a question in your life, just something you need clarity on, whether it's dealing with love, relationships, whether it's dealing with your job, something with your children, your health, whatever. We all got questions about our lives. So if you have a question that you just need some clarity on and some guidance on, then, and you send me an email by March 21st, then you can book a one question reading with me for $7. Now, a one question reading with me is usually $39 because it is when I do that via like a conference call, like you call, we talk via phone basically. Or if you're not comfortable with that, you can just send the question to me and I will do the reading and record it and send it back to you. But it's usually no less than 20 minutes long. It could be even longer than that. I've been on the phone with people for like 45 minutes just discussing one question and pulling cards and whatnot. So to get that reading from me for only $7 is almost like getting it for free. But the only way to do that is to send me an email by Saturday, March 21st to book that. And I'm not even going to say this in any of the reveals. So those who skipped ahead and didn't listen to this opening intuitive message, they're not even aware of that. And so that is just kind of my gift to you for listening to this segment of the video. And I just felt in the moment to do that. So again, make sure you email me by Saturday, March 21st, and then I will respond to you on how you can receive that reading for only $7. Okay. Now, with that being said, the bonus reading for this opening intuitive message and for this week's pick a card reading, wow, oh my gosh, is the High Priestess. Yes. Wow. The High Priestess is a goddess. She is, when I say a goddess, I mean she is the divine feminine energy of the entire universe. She is, whenever the High Priestess card shows up, she speaks of divine wisdom. She reminds us that we don't know everything. She reminds us that, yeah, you can watch the news. Yeah, you can read all the posts on social media. Yes, you can hear what all of the experts are saying, but none of them know what I know. None of them, they're spewing facts and data and information, and it is okay to be aware. But the High Priestess says, but there is a higher knowledge and a higher wisdom that is beyond the intellect. It's intuitive, it's divine, it's spiritual. And when she appears, she reminds you to spend your time in prayer and meditation. She reminds you to not trust in your own intellect alone, but to trust in higher wisdom, in godly wisdom, whoever your God is, or however you pray and meditate, and, your higher self or your righteous ancestors. She reminds you that there is wisdom that is beyond what your mind and your intellect is aware of. And if you only trust in your mind, or if you only trust in the mind of experts or so-called experts, you will miss the true wisdom. True wisdom, you have to get quiet for. Look at all these moons around her. The moon typically represents, the moon rules the nighttime, a time when you can't really see, right? So she's saying there are things that you can't see. There are things you can't perceive with your five senses or even with your mind alone. She is reminding you that there is something that there's an awareness, there's a wisdom that you can only perceive through times of prayer, through times of quietness, through times of solitude. And if you're allowing your mind to run the show only, that is where the fear and the confusion will come from, and the worry and the anxiety will come from, because you're so caught up in what everybody is saying and what all the so-called smart people and all the so-called experts are saying, that you're not hearing the wisdom. Also, what I'm feeling is that sometimes when there, how can I say this? Is not that bad things won't happen, right? Or that things that we, unfavorable conditions, whatever, won't happen. But the High Priestess, when I see this card, it's like, I feel like she's saying that you will get clarity on what to do so that you can avoid the brunt of what others might experience. So for example, like if there's a traffic jam on the highway, right? But before you get on the highway, you turn on your GPS that tells you all of the traffic jams that are going on, then you can avoid getting stuck in traffic. It doesn't mean that it erases traffic. It just means that it gives you an advance warning to go around it, to make a left instead of a right, to go down that street instead of going down this street. You get what I'm saying? So likewise, we may see some things that are unpleasant or scary, or things happening globally that we wish weren't happening. But as we choose to tune into divine wisdom, staying in our prayerful state, staying in our meditative state, and allowing the divinity within us to speak to our hearts and to follow divine wisdom above just what our brains think, then we can avoid the pitfalls that so many other people will fall in. Now, she is saying, definitely always take practical wisdom, right? So, don't be impractical. So we know that if we're speaking in terms of what is currently happening, we know that there are some very basic things that have to happen, right? For example, everybody keeps talking about washing your hands, and me and my folk been laughing because we're like, that's common sense, but then we realize that's common sense isn't what's common sense for somebody may not be common sense for another person, right? So the high priestess isn't saying avoid common sense. Do what you should be doing. Be practical. Don't just be erratic and foolish and stupid. Do the practical things you need to be doing, but at the same time, also make sure that you're paying attention to your intuition, that you're staying in a prayerful state, so that when divine wisdom speaks to your heart and to your spirit, you hear it and you know what to do. And then you can avoid the pitfalls that some others may fall in because they're in a panicked and erratic and fearful state. All right. So that is your bonus reading this week. And that is it for our opening intuitive message. All right. So those of you who selected card group number 1, your reading is up next. All right, greetings and welcome to the results for card group number 1. I will quickly go over the announcements just in case you are one of the ones who skipped ahead. Make sure that you go back and listen. Well, actually, before that, make sure you comment your card selection down below by Monday, March 16th, if you want to be in the running to win our March giveaway. Every week that you do that, your name is added to the hat an additional time, which increases your chances of winning. Make sure you go back and listen to the opening intuitive message, because there I did a bonus reading, and I also gave some deeper wisdom and insight into what could help you have a better understanding of your card results for this week. My business will be changing this week. And so by the 22nd, when we do our next week's pick a card, a lot of my readings and the digital classes that you see available down below will no longer be available, as I actually use my energy to focus more on those who have some intentional spiritual and self-love goals. So I will actually be making my services more readily available to them instead of just the general public. However, if you want to be counted in that number, also make sure that you're following me on Instagram and Facebook, where I announce how to get on my email list, because it is the people that are on my email list who will be the first ones to get an invitation to my special classes and my select readings and my group coaching packages and all of that kind of stuff. So make sure that you click down below, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, so you'll be notified when to get on my email list, but also get my classes that are available right now, such as the Feminine Self-Care Secrets to Attract Abundance and Joy, and then Pleasure and Abundance Are Your Birthright. Or you can get the total bundle, the Abundance, Pleasure, and Joy bundle, which includes both of those audio classes for download right now. This week is the last week to get them. And then also, if you've been wanting a reading with me and you just haven't booked it yet, make sure you do that this week before they go away. Watch Everybody's a Pisces, including you. That link is down below. Subscribe to this channel, share this video, give me a thumbs up, and leave a love offering, also known as a donation. The link to do that is down below. And no donation is too small or too big. Anything that you give is just about the law of reciprocity, and therefore it is greatly appreciated. All right, so that is it for my announcements. So, this week we are looking at what you most need to know and do and be aware of in order to let love reign supreme, surrendering those fears and anxieties and any self limiting beliefs so that love can actually reign supreme in your life. So, at the top of your deck, you receive a peach selenite. And selenite in general helps to give you clarity and insight. It helps to clear your mind. Helps you to come up with good ideas. It helps to boost your communication skills. And so imagine that when it's coupled with the peach or pink selenite, which deals with love also. So it helps to boost your communication and give you clarity even in your relationships. It helps you to have confidence in yourself. Helps you to even find or make sure that you are finding your good match, your good mate to yourself. But even if you're just dealing with self-love, it really helps to boost your self-love energy. To increase that in your life, which then attracts other lovely situations into your life. So you know what I always tell you to do. If you want to know more about this stone, make sure you Google peach selenite. This Palo Santo just be going out so fast. Anyway, so as I already stated, this week we are looking at what you most need to know, do, and be aware of in order to let love reign supreme in your life. See if I can get it going. There we go. And I'm not just talking about or referring to romantic love. Love is so much bigger, more expansive than that. We're talking about divine love. All right. And so the card that came up for you is the Eight of Pentacles. Interesting. The Eight of Pentacles is a card of work. It's a card of diligence, of consistency. If you look at this card, this man here, he's making all of these pentacles, right? And he's like a craftsman. He's an apprentice. He's like someone who is doing repetitive work in order to create the same thing over and over again, which, anytime you do something over and over again, what does it do? It makes you more skillful. It makes you better at what you do. Sometimes we want to do something and we want to hit the nail on the head the first time. We want to, for example, launch a business and it be a success on the first day. We want to go on one date and fall in love and get married. We want to take a test and pass it on the first try. And I'm not saying that these things aren't possible or that they're not possible for you. They very well could be. But with this card coming up, it is definitely saying to me that consistency for you is what's best. And that is not about getting it right on the first try. It's not about winning on the first try. It's about consistency. It's about what happens when you are repetitively putting in the work to get better and better and better. And I'm really feeling like for some of you who picked this card group, because we're looking at how to allow love to reign supreme and how to release those limiting beliefs and those fears that block us from surrendering to the loveliness that we say that we want for our lives. And it's not so, some of you may have opportunities where, for example, I'm just using it as an example because more than one of you have selected card group number 1, so this may or may not resonate, but it's like, okay, let's just say you go on that one date with that one person and you actually do fall in love, right? And you say, this is the person I want to marry, or this is the person I want to partner with, or I want to, build my life with, whatever, right? And you're thinking that our love will see us through, you know. But the 8 of Pentacles is saying, yeah, you might get it right on the first try. You might find love on the first date, but it's going to be through you consistently doing the work to build your own self-love, your self-worth, doing the consistent work to build your communication skills. What do we say about this peach selenite? It helps to boost your clarity of mind and communication. So you're constantly doing the work to build your communication skills to get better and better and better. That's going to make that love last. That's going to make it sustain. Likewise, you can take that same principle and apply it to any area of your life where you are needing, where you're wanting something to last beyond just the first spark. If it's a business, if it's a test you need to take, if it's, something, a goal that you have that you're working, that you want to work toward, or that you want to achieve in your life, is not just about the achievement itself, but it's about, even if you get there today, it's about doing the work to continuously get better and better and better and better and better. Also, because if you listen to my opening intuitive message, I talked about how love is so much deeper than a feeling, right? It's more than just an emotion. It is not something that is just what's the saying? It's not just an action. It's not just a verb. It's a noun. Like, it's not just an action. It's a thing. And I talk about how love itself is the equivalent of a divine being, and your being state is love is a being. It's not just a feeling, right? So make sure you go back and listen to that. So that means you have to practice consistently staying in tune with the being of love. Now that could vary depending on who you are. You may refer to that being as God. You may refer to that being as your higher self. That may be your ascended ancestors. However you define that for you. But it's about consistently showing up in prayer, consistently showing up in your meditations, consistently, listening to the voice, what I say in the bonus reading, listening to the divine voice that is speaking to you, staying and practicing that, and knowing that you're always a student. This 8 of Pentacles person knows that they are always a student. They're always an apprentice. You never get to a point where you are completely perfect and you don't need to work on anything anymore, right? You're never a master per se, but you are always mastering your gifts. You're always mastering your skills. You're always becoming a better person, becoming better at communicating, becoming better at managing your anger, becoming better at, your skill set. It's always, so that's what it's really about. It's about becoming better and better and better, and never resting on your laurels, but knowing that everything requires a level of work. And it's not just work to make you feel drained and overwhelmed and overworked and, all of that kind of stuff. It's about understanding that nothing in the universe is stagnant. Everything is always elevating and growing, or it dies. So, it's all about always working on yourself. Being happy for the work that you've done, being happy that you aren't where you used to be, but always still knowing that self-improvement is a lifelong task. As long as you're here on planet Earth, it is always something that you must be doing and growing towards. Let me clarify this card also. 1 second. I'm going to shuffle my deck. What can assist those who selected card group number 1 with their mastery of themselves and their self-love goals? How can this 8 of Pentacles be clarified. What additional wisdom can be given to them to help them to understand what the Eight of Pentacles is telling them? Okay. Okay. 1 second, y'all. Yep. This is crazy. Yo, it's the same card that came up in the bonus reading. Make sure you go back and listen to the opening intuitive message, because apparently y'all really need to hear what was said there. For this card to come up to help clarify that Eight of Pentacles. Oh, okay, I understand. That means that there's work that you have to do, right? This Eight of Pentacles, as I've stated already, indicates that there's work that you have to do. There's there's some personal work that you have to do. There's, even if it's just in being more consistent and being more disciplined, that is required of you at this time. But you don't know how to do that on your own. And sometimes if you try to do that just on your own, you'll find yourself just grinding and hustling and working, but getting nowhere. It's like being on a hamster wheel. And so how you get past that is the wisdom of the High Priestess. What she is saying to you, what the High Priestess in general says when this card appears, is that there are things you don't know. There's wisdom and guidance that your little brain in and of itself cannot think of. Or maybe your little brain has, maybe you know what you should be doing, but you've already discounted it and you're like, nah, I should be doing this. Well, nah, let me do that. Well, I'll do what I know I need to do after I do this over here, right? And so you could be finding yourself on a hamster wheel because you are not paying attention to the inner wisdom and guidance that has been speaking to you at the core of your heart and your spirit, and you know it. And so the High Priestess is saying to you, you have to trust in higher wisdom, higher guidance, whatever you know in your intuitive self, in your gut that you need to be doing and focusing your energy on. Now is the time to do it, instead of only putting in all of this energy and effort and work without wisdom and guidance. You know, you might be working hard at something, or you might have been working hard at your self-improvement or your self-love goals, whatever. You might have really been doing the work, but getting nowhere because you might not be doing the right work, or you might be consistent in the wrong things. You might even be saying, I'm a disciplined person. I don't know, but you might be disciplined in the things that's not really, it's good that you're disciplined in certain areas of your life, but you might be you might need to transfer some of that discipline into other areas of your life. And so you have to listen to higher wisdom and guidance on how to do that. And the High Priestess speaks to you, or this, when the High Priestess card appears, that is telling me that it's intuitive wisdom. It's not what the experts are saying. It's not what you're going to find in a book. It's not through a documentary or some online class per se or whatever. You have to listen to your intuition. It may not come to you, that you may be doing what the experts say to do, but it's like intellectual guidance versus intuitive guidance. The High Priestess here is intuitive guidance is what you need right now, not necessarily just intellectualism itself, or what the experts are telling you to do, or what you think you should be doing in your brain, what your brain is, you know what I mean? You really have to trust your intuition, and that requires being consistent with building up your intuitive gifts, which means spending more time in prayer, meditation, whatever it is that you do. See, those things, prayer, meditation, all that kind of stuff, they're not just things to do. They are disciplined acts that help you to learn how to trust your intuition even more. because your inner spirit, or the God within you is speaking to you all the time. But if you don't trust that voice, you'll never heed its instruction because you don't trust it. So the only way to trust it is to listen to it more, follow the instruction little by little. And the Eight of Pentacles is reminding you that you're still a novice at certain things. See, the guy on the Eight of Pentacles card, he's not a master. He's still an apprentice. He's still practicing. So even if you know a lot, you might still be a babe in certain areas of your life. And so you have to surrender that and be okay with that. And the good thing about an apprentice, that they always have someone over them, such as this high priestess, was assisting them and guiding them and making sure that they are becoming more skillful and more masterful at their craft. So you might also need to just, if you have an older person, I was going to say a woman, it could be a man or a woman. I'm just saying woman because it's high priestess. So if you have it like a grandma or auntie or somebody who always gives sage wisdom and counsel and advice, this might be a good time to talk to that person. Not necessarily to the PhD person, unless the PhD person also uses their intuition, but it may not be about going to an expert per se. It may be about going to the person who can give you wisdom and guidance. And so the wisdom card that came up for you, oh my gosh, y'all, please, okay? Higher power. And it's self-explanatory. Who's going to help you right now? Your higher power, your God, your higher self, your ancestors, whoever it is that you work with. So I'm going to read what this card has to say. Higher power. Conscious contact with a higher power, the presence of the divine, seeing source energy in all things, committing to a partnership with spirit. This card reminds you that you are more than a person trying to get ahead and make things happen for yourself and others. You have an immortal soul and are gifted with a human life through which a higher power can express itself. At this time, you need to be conscious of your connection to spirit and foster it through prayer and meditation. Ask, what is the highest good for all? How can I serve? Then get out of your own way and trust that there is a plan for your life more wondrous than you can ever know. You are always protected and divinely directed. This is the time, again, if you go back and listen to my opening intuitive message, I'm not saying to discard your intellect or to not follow common sense, all right? But what I am saying is that this is also a time to understand that there are some things your little brain and even the little brains of the so-called experts of the world just don't know. And you have to learn how to trust and listen to your intuition and to move as spirit moves, okay? And trust it, and trust the wisdom and guidance that comes to you. And that is how you get better and better, and you become more consistent in your love energy. You become more consistent in your attraction of being able to attract the lovely experiences into your life. You get more consistent at quickly overcoming obstacles. You get more consistent at just being better all the way around. This is a beautiful space to be, because sometimes we want to be the master. We want to say that we're, these great, ascended, wonderful, whatever people. But what I love about the Eight of Pentacles is that it actually takes some of the burden off of you, because as long as you follow the plan, as long as you follow the blueprint of your higher power, of your source, all you got to do is follow the blueprint. All you got to do is follow the instructions that come to you through spirit, through your intuition, through your higher wisdom and guidance. You don't have to figure out everything to do. The wisdom and guidance will come to you, and all you have to do is follow the plan. It's like following a GPS. Nobody's asking you to know how to get from point A to point B or Z, right? When you follow your GPS, in your car, It tells you to turn right, you turn right. It tells you to turn left, you turn left. It tells you to keep going on. If it doesn't say anything to you for a long time because you're on the right road, then just keep going. You don't have to overwork your brain trying to figure out what to do when you know that you are listening to spirit. All right. So that is your reading for this week, the 15th through the 21st. Make sure you comment your card selection down below by Monday, the 16th, in order to be entered to win our March giveaway. Make sure that you download this week. Download my classes, The Feminine Self-Care Secrets to Attract Abundance and Joy, and also The Pleasure and Abundance Are Your Birthright audio class, or get the bundle that has them both together. This is the last week to download those very powerful audio classes, as well as to this is the last week that all of my readings will be up and available for just anyone to book. So make sure that you do that as well. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook so that you get the word when my email list opens. And when you get on my email list, you will also be notified about my exclusive coaching packages and my other products and services that I will be directing more of my energy to in the coming months. So make sure that you do all of that. All of those links are down below. Subscribe, share, leave a love offering. And I love y'all. Until we speak again, I am wishing you so much peace and love. Thanks for watching. Well, greetings and welcome to the results video for card group number 2. This week, we are looking at what you most need to know, do, and be aware of in order to allow love to reign supreme in your life. Basically, releasing all fears and self-limiting beliefs that are blocking the lovely experiences that you desire. So I will quickly go over the announcements just in case you are one of the ones who skipped ahead. Make sure you comment your card selection down below in the comment section by Monday, March 16th, if you want to be in the running to win our March giveaway. Every week that you watch the pick a card reading and comment by the following that Monday after it's released, your name goes in the hat an additional time, which increases your chances of winning our monthly giveaway. Make sure that you go back and listen to the opening intuitive message if you missed it. During that message, I did do a bonus reading, and this is the card that came up, and I talked about it in there. And I also share some additional wisdom and insight that can help you have a deeper understanding of what I'm going to share here. Also, my business is changing as of next week. I will actually be focusing more of my energy on those who are and have some intentional spiritual and self-love goals that they are working toward. And so a lot of my readings and digital classes that you see available right now will no longer be available. So if you have been wanting to book a reading with me and you haven't done it yet, make sure that you do so right now if you're watching this this week, while those readings are still available and you can book one. Also, my digital classes that are available right now, The Feminine Self-Care Secrets to Attract Abundance and Joy, as well as Pleasure and Abundance Are Your Birthright. You can download those individually, or you can download them together as a bundle for only $29 through the Abundance, Pleasure, and Joy bundle is the name of that, where those two classes are combined. But you can also get them individually for $19.99 or as a bundle for $29. Okay, so and so I'm announcing that because those classes will come down as well. So you want to make sure that you are also following me on Instagram and on Facebook, because that is where I will make the announcement this upcoming week on how to get on my email list, so that you'll be amongst the first to be able to work with me more closely on some of my private coaching classes and coaching programs, and be able to continue to book readings with me. And so you want to get on that list so that you are amongst the first to get updated. Also down below is the link to watch Everybody's a Pisces, including you. We are still in Pisces season. And so, you know the rule, no matter what sun sign you are, when we are in Pisces season, everybody is learning the wisdom that Pisces has, and Pisces is somewhere in your birth chart. So, you, it's still beneficial to you. So that video is still available. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, share this video, give me a thumbs up. And also leave a love offering, also known as a donation. The link to do that is down below. And that just helps me to know how much you appreciate this work that I do here on Facebook. Not on Facebook, on YouTube. Okay, so let's get into it, y'all. Tiger's Eye. This is a very pretty tiger's eye. This was given to me as a gift. And I want to say maybe a year or so ago. And I actually have several tiger's eye stones. It's just one of those stones that's really good to have. It's very beautiful, obviously. You see it in jewelry a lot of times. But it is also very good because it helps with the whole sacral chakra energy as well as the solar plexus. And those two chakras deal with your willpower, your courage, your confidence, as well as your creativity, and even your sensuality. And if you have downloaded or plan to download either of my classes, the Feminine Self-Care Secrets to Attract Abundance and Joy, or the Pleasure and Abundance Are Your Birthright class, down below in the links in the description box, then you will hear me refer to the sacral chakra or the solar plexus chakra a lot in those two classes, because they deal with abundance and prosperity, but also confidence and joy and pleasure and creativity, all of which this stone helps with. So it's really good when you're working to boost your own confidence, or you are standing strong, or you want to make sure that you are walking in your own power and strength. Tiger's Eye is one of those stones. It's really good to have or to wear or sleep with under your pillow, or it's also a good protective stone too. So sometimes people put this like outside of their home, or they'll wear it on themselves or keep it in their car as kind of like a way of protecting themselves. And so, you know what I always tell you to do? If you want to know more about this stone, make sure that you Google Tiger's Eye. Okay. My little Palo Santo has gone out. Where's my lighter? This wood, I love the smell of it. It smells so good. If you're experiencing like allergies or any respiratory issue, it might be a bit much in those moments, but in general, it's a very good wood to have. It works like an incense, and helps to purify the air, remove negative energy, all sorts of things. You can Google Palo Santo to learn more. Anywho, so the card that came up for you this week, wow, why did I know this was coming? Okay. The Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is a card of worry and anxiety. If you go back and listen to my opening intuitive message, I talk about how presently there is a lot going on in our world, particularly because we're getting a lot of messages about this global pandemic that's happening, and people getting sick and whatnot. And with that comes with us becoming aware of what's happening. If we're not careful, then the awareness of what is happening will also create anxiety, worry, tension, stress, and fear, all of which the Nine of Swords represent. Now, you personally, because I don't know, it's a lot of people who have perhaps selected card group number 2. So for you personally, this particular issue may not be causing you to be fearful or anxious. It might just be something else that's going on in your life, something in your love life, something in your, with your family, your children, your home life, your career, your money. You have to take this message and apply it wherever it applies. But the Nine of Swords, whenever I see this card, I know that you, whoever it's intended for, could possibly be going through a time of worry and anxiety and stress. The good thing about the Nine of Swords is that it's the kind of worry that, yeah, it might keep you up at night. As you see this person here, they can't even sleep. They're supposed to be in their bed, they got their pajamas on, but they're sitting up, with their head in their hands, and they're worrying. But the good side about it is that it also indicates when you could be worrying about something that doesn't need that much worry or anxiety. Like this, something keeping you up at night, something keeping you stressed out that's not even going to happen. You know what I mean? Or not as bad as you think. Like it might actually be an issue that you want to be concerned about, or that you need to find a problem for, or a solution, but it's not as bad as you think. And it's the worrying that's making it worse. It's the thinking about it too much that is making it worse. It is the talking about it, thinking about it, stressing about it. You got to talk to this person about it, that person about it. You're trying to find ways to infuse it into the conversation because you just can't get it off your mind. It's all of that is making it worse than what it is, and it's causing you to only focus on the obstacle, the challenge, the problem itself, rather than actually focusing on the solution. And the solutions could quite possibly be made aware to you, like they could be presenting themselves to you, but you can't see them because you're so focused on the worrying. You're so focused on what is bothering you, the problem, that even when the solution comes, you just can't see it. And that's why I highly encourage, if you skipped ahead and you didn't listen to the opening intuitive message, to make sure you go back, because when I did the bonus reading, the high priestess really spoke to what I'm talking about now, as far in terms of overthinking and giving too much of your mind over to your intellect, and even what you think the experts are saying about certain things, because problems that you think can't be solved have a very real solution. Situations that you think are so big and astronomical and can't be solved, and it's going to take so much time and so much money to be, and it's just overwhelming. Those kind of problems actually have very easy and real solutions to them. But oftentimes when we're in this state of mind, we're too stressed and too worried to see the very clear and very real and very present solution to the problem. We're actually overlooking it. Or when the solution appears, you might think that solution is too simple, that it can't possibly solve your problem, can't possibly address the issue, when actually it is. So you might be overlooking that. So it's very important that you tune into your higher self, your higher wisdom, that you spend time in prayer and meditation instead of time just in your mind. Because if you stay only in your mind, what's the saying, that the same mind that caused a problem can't solve it. So your mind actually literally has to change. You have to be able to see things from a different standpoint. The swords deal with, the suit of swords actually deal with your mind, your mental state, your intellect, how you think. And so if how you're thinking and how your brain is processing right now is more consumed with the problem, then you're always going to overlook the solution. And I can hear some of you now saying, well, I don't know the solution to think about it, so I can only think about the problem. Well, this is what you should do. You should actually begin to, if the problem were solved, what would you be doing? If the problem were solved, how would you be feeling? What would you be doing? What would your day look like if this problem didn't exist? How would you be feeling? Focus your mind on those feelings, on that picture. That's how you change. That's how you eventually change your mind. So then your mind can actually begin to see the real solution. So I am actually going to pull a goddess card for you. I'm going to get to this wisdom card in just a second, but I want to pull a goddess card to see which goddess has some additional wisdom and guidance for you to help clarify that Nine of Swords. So one second while I shuffle. You know, I don't usually do this in the middle of a pick a card reading, but I felt that this week this was necessary. So, all right, so which goddess has wisdom, additional wisdom and guidance for those who selected card group number 2? Which goddess has additional wisdom and guidance for those who selected card group number 2? Which goddess can help clarify the Nine of Swords to speak to how they can get beyond the worry and anxiety and stress? Okay, thank you. One second, y'all. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Wow. Okay. Wow. Rhea, flow. Flow. Divine flow. When you're worried, you don't flow. When you're worried, you're stagnant, actually. You don't flow. When you're stressed out, you're more in the flow of your problem, which keeps you stagnant and stuck rather than in supreme love and divine flow. So I'm going to read 2 messages from this goddess, from Rhea. And the first message will be her empowerment message to you. And her second is her alignment message, just in case you find yourself out of alignment with her empowerment message. Okay. So her empowerment message to you is, do you notice how when you're in alignment with the universe, everything in your life just seems to flow? The Greek goddess Rhea, whose very name means flow and ease, comes to let you know that you're entering such a time. While the flow state is not permanent for most people, it's a beautiful feeling that allows you to lose yourself in the rhythm. It's as if you're traveling down a magic stream where ideas and insights pour through you from a vast source of information that is gifted to you. The way to ensure you remain in this beautiful energy as long as you can is to observe your life with relaxed attention, listening to the guidance presented to you as you move forward without restraint or fixed ideas. You can enter a flow state anytime you're willing to release your expectations. It requires trust, and the goddess Rhea ensures your boat will never capsize as you move from a slow stream to a rapid river. Wow. So her empowerment message to you all again is the importance of understanding and appreciating being in flow, being in a state of ease without having to know everything, without having to figure out everything, without being so rigid. When you know that everything is okay, and when you trust that is what's the last line on here? Rhea ensures your boat will never capsize as you move from a slow stream to a rapid river. If you've ever been in a boat, particularly on a river or stream, you know, it kind of is windy, and you just go with the flow, and you trust that your boat will stay afloat, you know, no matter if there's rocks in the water, no matter, what is swimming in the water, it doesn't matter. You just go, you just flow with ease. And so her alignment message to you is, sometimes you may find yourself in a stagnant state where nothing seems to be moving. The flow between you and the universe is blocked. This can happen when you fear that your desires won't be met, and also when things are moving quickly and seemingly in a different direction from what you expected. The goddess Rhea reminds you that when you trust the flow state, you'll find an opportunity to flow around a bend you've not you've not discovered yet. Her alignment task for you is to let go of the branch and allow yourself to be carried on the river of your life into parts of the river you have not yet traveled through. She will ensure that although you will experience unfamiliar and unexpected things, releasing the form of all Releasing the form of it all will only result in the discovery of magic and miracles. Let go and allow the flow to do the rest. You'll be amazed at how effortless life becomes. Wow. So, again, how effortless life becomes when you let go of the worry, the fear, the anxiety, the stress, thinking you have to have all of the answers, thinking that, if you just continue to think about it, that you'll figure it out. And it's like, no, sometimes you just really have to go with the flow. I mean, even look at how I'm doing this reading. If this is not your first time watching, if you've been watching my channel for any length of time, or these pick a card readings, I typically have all of the cards that I'm going to read already down. I don't shuffle cards in the middle of a reading to pull. But when I started the pick a card this week, this particular reading, as I was preparing to do it, something told me, okay, for each one of these, shuffle a different deck to add additional insight. And of course, there was a part of me that was like, no, that's not how I've always done it. Or no, I like to shuffle in advance, have the cards down, because, it makes the videos even longer when I have to stop and shuffle and all that. But that was going with the flow. That is what I felt needed to be done at this time. And when you go with the flow, then you see solutions that you would not have seen when you're only consumed with the problem. Because when you're consumed with the problem, then you are stuck on the problem, you're stagnant, and you can't get off of the problem. All right. So you have to be able to trust and learn to just flow, and know that flowing just means knowing everything is going to be fine. Just take one moment at a time, one day at a time. And if you feel something in your spirit as to, go left or go right, or, whatever, then just do it. Don't overthink it. Don't, the, the only way out is up and out, is not by staying stuck and fixated on the problem. So the wisdom card that came for you, let's see what this one is. Yeah, a change in the wind, which actually speaks to when changes happen, chaos and conflict. Where there actually is another card called chaos and conflict, but a change in the wind sometimes does indicate when you don't feel secure because this change is happening, or you don't know which direction to go, or you don't know what to do, and it's the changes that's making you feel unsecure and insecure. But at the same time, if you roll with it, you will eventually get your footing and feel secure. So I'm going to read what this card says. A change in the wind. A sense that unseen change has been initiated, preparing for a storm, awareness that your plans are not on firm ground, feeling a shift, uncertainty about which direction the winds will blow. It's human nature to yearn for certainty and resist change, to want the world to remain consistent like a zebra's stripes. Yet nothing in human experience is black and white. Nothing will nor will anything remain static. The one thing guaranteed is change. Now is a time of transformation as outer conditions are temporarily moving out of sync with your desires and expectations. Stay the course and remember that even storms serve to clear the air, scatter seeds, and nourish the soil for better things ahead. Life is about to get interesting. Anticipate it with curiosity as you wonder what is coming in on the shifting winds. The unknown is where the magic lies. So, the unknown is where the magic lies. So, the Nine of Swords doesn't like the unknown. This Nine of Swords energy wants to know what's going to happen. What are we going to do? How are we going to solve this problem? How are we going to fix this? What am I going to do? What am I going to, what if this? What if that? The Nine of Swords wants to know everything so bad that it creates fear, worry, and anxiety. but a change in the wind and the goddess Rhea reminding you that there are some things that you just don't know, that you will have to just learn to go with the flow. Resist your need to know and go with the flow. That's y'all's word of wisdom. Resist your need to know and go with the flow. Relax and just go with the flow and trust that as you go with the flow, that what you need to know will be revealed to you. Use the tiger's eye to keep up your strength, to keep you protected, to keep you encouraged and confident and powerful and strong, strong enough to go with the flow. All right. So that is your wisdom for this week, March 15th through the 21st. Make sure you comment your card selection down below by Monday, March 16th. If you want to be in the running to win our March giveaway, make sure you book your readings this week and download the Abundance, Joy, and what is it called? My own class, the Abundance, Pleasure, and Joy bundle, which includes two of my very popular audio classes while they are still available, because starting next week on the 22nd, they will go away and only those who are working with me closely will be able to access some of my work. So make sure you do that. Subscribe to this channel, share this video, like this video, leave a love offering in appreciation of this work. And all of all of all of everything that is happening, just trust that everything will be okay. All right. So until we speak again, I'm wishing you all so much peace and love. Thanks for watching. All right, welcome to the results for card group number 3. I will quickly go over the announcements just in case you're one of the ones who skipped ahead. Make sure you comment your card selection down below by Monday, March 16th if you want to be in the running to win our March giveaway. Every week that I post a new pick a card reading, when you comment by the very next day, Monday, your name is entered into the hat an additional time, which increases your chances of winning. Let's see. Make sure you go back and listen to the opening intuitive message, because I did a bonus reading there. So make sure you rewind the video back to the beginning, somewhere in the first few minutes or so, where I do the opening intuitive message, or the timestamp is down below so you can see where to rewind to, because I did that bonus reading there and I shared some other insight that will help you have a deeper understanding of the cards that I will reveal here. I have 2 very important classes for you to download. The first one is the Feminine Self-Care Secrets to Attract Abundance and Joy. And the second one is Pleasure and Abundance Are Your Birthright. Those are both of those classes are an hour long each. Audio classes you can listen to anywhere, and you get lifetime access to those. Those are $19.99 each. But if you want both of them, you can download the Abundance, Pleasure, and Joy bundle, which is $29, where you get both of those classes. So that's a better deal if you know that you want both of them. I announced earlier that my business will be changing very soon, and we are on the countdown for that, starting next week on the 22nd. By the time we do the next week's pick a card reading, many of my personal readings will no longer be available for just the general public to purchase. And a lot of my digital classes will go down as well, because I will be giving more of my energy and focus to those who are intentional or have some very intentional spiritual and self-love goals. So if you have been wanting to book a reading with me, or if you've been eyeing my digital classes, such as the Feminine Self-Care Secrets or Pleasure and Abundance, and you've just been waiting for whatever reason, this is the week to do it, because they will go away. Now, you will still be able to access some of my services and my classes, but in order to do so, I will open up my email list, where you can get on that list, and then I will email you updates on my group and private coaching packages, as well as my classes and my packages, where I actually will offer my readings to an exclusive group. So you can still access it. You would just need to be a part of some of the other work that I am doing. So when I make that announcement, or actually you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook, because this week I will be making announcements over there how to get on my email list. So you definitely want to make sure you're following me over there. Also, click down below to watch the video. Everybody's a Pisces, including you. You know, we're still in Pisces season. And no matter what your sun sign is, when we are in Pisces season, that means that we are all learning the lessons of Pisces. And Pisces is somewhere in your birth chart anyway. So you might as well learn how to make the spiritual and imaginative and dreamy quality of Pisces work in your favor. So watch that video down below. Subscribe to this channel, share this video, give me a thumbs up, and also send a love offering. That link is down below to do that. It doesn't matter how much that offering is. It's just about reciprocity, and it's about in support of this channel. If you love what I do, then show your love through. I appreciate if you show your love through a love offering. All right. So that is it for my announcements. The stone that is on the top of your deck is a citrine. This is a little baby citrine. Y'all, but no matter how small a stone is, it is just as powerful as a huge stone. I love this little citrine because I can just tuck it in my pocket or put it in my wallet or something. And citrine is one of those stones that is really good for enhancing abundance, increasing your money. Sometimes business owners will keep a citrine in their cash register, you know. And if you get those classes that I just mentioned, the feminine self-care secrets to attract abundance and joy, as well as pleasure and abundance, or your birthright, I talk a lot in those classes about the sacral chakra as well as the solar plexus chakra, which really this citrine stone enhances those chakras. It enhances your ability to use your creativity to increase your wealth, to increase your money, your prosperity, your abundance, to increase your joy, to increase your sexual vitality, even your pleasure and your joy for life. And so citrine is one of those stones that if you are feeling down, if you just need more joy in your life, because it really reflects like that solar energy, it empowers you like the sun. It gives you that life and that vitality to pull you out of gloominess. This is a good stone to have. And it's one of those stones I always tell people, you know, if I only had a certain amount of gemstones, like 5 or 10 that I could have, this one would be on the list. So you know what I always tell you to do? If you want to know more about citrine, make sure you Google citrine. I'm going to relight my Palo Santo. This wood, Palos is a wood that you can just burn like incense, and it helps to clear the air, remove any stagnant low energy. This is a really good wood to have or incense or whatever. So you can Google Palo Santo as well. Anyway, all right. So this week we are looking at how to allow love to reign supreme in your life. You might hear some birds in the background because I'm virtually outside. I'm like sitting on a deck basically. But yeah, we're looking at how to allow love to reign supreme in your life. Ooh, the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, so how to allow love to reign supreme in your life. And in the opening intuitive message, I talk about love, not just in terms of romantic love or sexual love or being booed up kind of love, but love in its purest, most divine form. Love is a being. That's why there's that saying that love is not, well, love is more than just a feeling. You know, it's something that it is something that you do, but it is also a state of being. It is a being. And when you come from that state of being, then everything you do is empowered by the highest vibration, which is love. And so the Ten of Pentacles, One of the ways in which we show love is through provision and protection. When you provide for your family, when you have been provided for, sometimes you feel loved, or that person feels loved, right? When you know that you are providing food for your children to eat, or maybe somebody provided for you, or took care of you, or made sure that your needs were supplied, that makes you feel loved. The Ten of Pentacles is a card of using your resources to provide and protect for the long term. The Ten of Pentacles is one of those cards. It's like, how I want to put it, like a big financial inheritance. Some of you might be getting ready to really receive a financial inheritance, or this could be a time when you need to consider what inheritance are you will you leave, or will you set up for your own family, because one of the things that a lot of us are seeing right now, if you're watching the news and everything that's going on, it's like there's this sense of panic, and there's this sense of urgency, and there's this sense of fear of running out of resources. But the Ten of Pentacles is a sign that resources never run out. That your money is long, that your whether it's, or even if it's not your physical dollars or money or whatnot, it could be just your resources in general. Your network is longer than you think, is bigger than you think. And this could be a indicator that for some of you, this even the current conditions that we're all experiencing, this could be an indicator that you will be okay financially, that your needs will be met, that you'll be provided for. But this is also I don't want to say a warning, but this is also a notice that that you also need to create reserves that will last, because the Ten of Pentacles is a generational wealth kind of card. I mean, you see the older man here, and these are probably his children or whatnot. And then there's a little grandchild down there, and they're living in luxury. They're living a lifestyle where they are well provided for. And so this can be a card for some of you. I mean, I don't know who all selected card group number 3, so I have to give all of the possibilities. But for some of you, this could be an indicator that you are well provided for. Even if you can't see those resources, just know that they're there, that you will have what you need. That you will have the supply, because the Ten of Pentacles is a very much physical, earthly card. It's not necessarily spiritual, if you will. Is down to earth. So you will have the food, the physical, earthly things you need, such as food, clothing, shelter, water. Gas in your car. Whatever it is, your needs are met. But it is also an indication that perhaps you also need to become the person who can, it's like I'm feeling like some of you, if you don't have life insurance for your family, for yourself, just in case something happens to you, you want to make sure you have it. You want to make sure that you have maybe stocks and bonds, or if you know how to do that. Of course, this is general. Always contact a financial professional about these things that I'm suggesting. But anything that multiplies your money, that helps your money and your resources to expand, to grow. If you've been interested in real estate, and this might be a time to really begin to look into ways in which you can actually invest in real estate, because again, with this being a Pentacles card, this is down to earth stuff, real practical physical world stuff. And so it's dealing with your physical resources, and it's dealing with creating strategy, or creating things. I can't even think of the word, but creating avenues through which your resources can continue to multiply. At a very basic level, with us going into the spring season, this could be a time to plant seeds, because if you've got, let's just say you have a backyard, and you want to get into growing your own fruits and vegetables, just try it out. Buy some seeds or buy some seedlings, some little plants, and learn how to plant your own, grow your own food. Even, I mean, look at all these grapes and no, yeah, those are little grapes and vegetation and all that kind of stuff. There was a time in history where, and it's still true now, where land ownership, whoever controls the land and the gold controls the rules, you know. Even if we look at like the history of the United States, there was a time when the only people who could vote were those who owned land, right? So it's this idea that if you could, I mean, it's a lot more history to it than that, but there was this idea that if you were responsible enough to own land and to cultivate it and to cause Mother Earth, Mother Nature to multiply itself, then you were responsible enough to be able to govern. You get what I'm saying? Because there's a level of responsibility that comes with this Ten of Pentacles. There's a level of long-term, long-range thinking that comes with this Ten of Pentacles. It's not short range. It's not just right here and right now. It's long term, long view. You have to see the bigger picture. So you can't waste your resources. You can't, you know, I'm not saying don't enjoy life, because the Ten of Pentacles is definitely about enjoying this physical world and enjoying the luxuries that you have, or even if you don't have a lot of luxuries, it's just enjoying the food that you have, the clothes that you have, the house that you live in, you know. But it is also about thinking bigger than the here and now and investing in your future and investing in the long term, so that when you use your money, that's not the last time you see it, because you have so much of it constantly being replenished and multiplied and coming back to you that it's never your last dollar. You know, when you eat your food, eat in a way that you know that, not necessarily being greedy per se, but eating it with pleasure and joy, and knowing that because there's more food coming back to you, you know, that there's this life and this earth is ever abundant. Even when we say, you know, we're running out of food, running out of water, running out of, you know, the earth has never stopped producing. And so when you honor the earth, when you honor your physical possessions, even when you respect your money, then it allows it to flow back to you. I'm trying to remember one of my affirmations that I used to say. My money is, oh man, now I can't even think of it. My money is manifesting and multiplying. My money is manifesting and multiplying. My money is manifesting and multiplying, and I manage it magnificently. Use that as one of your affirmations. That's my gift to you. My money is manifesting and multiplying, and I manage it magnificently. That is like the affirmation of a Ten of Pentacles energy, you know, because you know, it's managing your wealth and your resources so that it lasts even beyond your own lifetime. All right. It's respecting and enjoying at the same time your resources that you have now, but then also planning so that your current resources can continue to manifest and multiply for generations to come. Let's see. I want to add some additional wisdom to that. So I'm going to pull another card just to add to that. So you're going to hear me shuffling another deck. 1 second. What additional wisdom is there for those who selected card group number 3 for this 10 of Pentacles? How can they be assisted in this 10 of Pentacles energy? What do they most need to know, be aware of in order to make this 10 of Pentacles energy work for their best and highest good? What additional wisdom and guidance is there for them? Thank you. Okay, 1 second. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay. The Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is about choices. It's about choices. Anytime you see the twos, they always deal, with choices. You can choose this or that. You can stay here. You can go there. You can, um, a lot of times the Two of Wands is you can stay in your comfort zone, or you can step out into the world and take chances, knowing that the world is in your hand and there's so much more in this world yet to be discovered and explored by you. So this is a also a chance, if you're stepping into this Ten of Wands energy and Ten of Pentacles energy, it means that perhaps you also need to make wiser choices. Yeah, I'm feeling like for some of you, you might be the first in your generation to create generational wealth. So you can't just ask Pookie and Ray Ray and them in your family who may not know. You know what I mean? You have to expand your knowledge. You have to take a chance and be more ambitious and try new things and actually get around people who know how to do that, so that so that you can learn. And that always feels risky, because the Two of Wands again means you could stay in your comfort zone, and that's okay. You'll be fine in your comfort zone. It's not saying that your comfort zone will be detrimental to you, but it's also saying that it's okay to take some chances and to expand yourself and to allow yourself to grow and to learn and to have new experiences that will cause you to grow and to learn even more. All right. And so the wisdom card that came up for you this week is, yep, exchanging gifts, which typically does deal with the gifts that you have and the talents and skills that you have that you use to create even more wealth or money. So this is right in line. Wow. Okay. Let me read what comes with this card. Exchanging gifts, the law of giving and receiving, currency, trade-offs, weighing costs and determining value. You're entering into a productive and enriching time when all manner of opportunities are being offered to you. You have everything you need to seize them. Yet, in order to honor them, you must put in the time. Exchange your experience and skills and commit heart and soul to what you're choosing to pursue. You can do it. You have what it takes to be successful if you align with the law of giving and receiving. You must engage in a dance of give and take, push and pull, doing and being. If you let fear, if you let fear guide your choices, you could deplete yourself or create an imbalance. This is not a time of just do, but use your currency wisely and be mindful of the value others bring to your life. So in this part of the message, it's just reminding you that in order to get something, you do have to give. There has to be that law of reciprocity. And when I even when I make the call for people to, and I'm not trying to make a shameless plug here at this time, I'm just saying in general, even when I make the call for people to click down below to leave a love offering for this channel, right? I give that opportunity not because I'm personally just asking for money, but because I know that the wisdom and guidance that I share, even in these pick a card readings, can be very impactful to you. So when you exchange, even if it's $5 in support of this work, that blesses you even more. That's why I even make that statement. So exchanging gifts is really speaking to that law of giving and receiving, which is, reciprocity. And, you can't get something for nothing. You can't, like this Two of Wands, you can't stay in your comfort zone yet reap the big benefits and rewards that will come by stepping out on faith out into a world that you have yet to explore, right? There has to be some sort of giving of yourself, your time, your energy and skills, but also valuing your time and your energy and your skills so that you do see the value in them, that you do know that they're worthy of compensation, in some kind of way. So the prosperity message for exchanging gifts says, all your hard work and efforts, your commitment to learning, creating, and spending your time wisely pay off in ways you may not have been anticipating. The gifts of yourself, your time, your ideas, and the energy of your intentions are being reciprocated by the universe, which is sending you signs and signals, aligning synchronistic meetings and opportunities to bring you success and more. Everything is an exchange. Keep doing what you're doing. Goodwill comes back tenfold. Wow, tenfold. The 10 of Pentacles. The more that you exchange your gifts in a way that is equivalent to the value of them, the more you appreciate your own gifts, the more you value your own time, even because sometimes we just give our time over to people and things that are just useless and don't return. We drain our energy giving our time and skills and love and so much of ourselves to people and things that don't reciprocate back. But the more you value your own time and you truly value your own skills, then you will give it in a way that allows you to benefit from it. And it's not just about, because I can feel like some of you might say, well, no, if I'm skillful at something, I should just do it. It's not just about the money. It's not. And you're right. I mean, it's not just about the money, but it is about planting your seeds in fertile ground. It's about, not your seeds could be your time, your skills, what you know. If you're constantly giving that to people in circumstances or opportunities or jobs, whatever, that don't value that, then your skills will kind of die there. It's like planting a seed in bad ground. It's not going to produce fruit. You have to, if you want to see your skills flourish, let's just say you have the skill of playing a piano and you love that and that's your gift. You just say, I just play it because I want people to enjoy the music, and that's fine. But at the same time, you want people who will actually appreciate the music to be the ones who are in your audience. You don't want just people in your audience who can't even appreciate it, because then it's like your music is falling on deaf ears. So no matter what your gifts are, your gifts, your talents, your love energy, your time energy, stop giving your time to people who don't appreciate your time, because then that's when it does become a waste of time. But instead, give your time to those who can appreciate it, even if they don't have the money, even if they can't reciprocate financially, but they can reciprocate in other ways of appreciation. That helps you to grow. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times we don't appreciate our own skills and gifts. And that's why we remain stagnant, because we are constantly giving in a way that is not giving to the people who want it, need it, deserve it, desire it. So they can't, they're not growing from it and you're not growing from it. Just on a personal note, like one of the reasons why my business is changing, because if you listen to the announcements, I was very adamant about giving my time and my energy and my skills to people who value it and really. And it's not about them valuing me only, but it's about them valuing that their own spiritual goals and their own self-love goals. So therefore they will value what I bring to the table for them, because it's helping them. So you want to look, likewise, you want to look to people and opportunities that are already flowing on the same wavelength that you're flowing on, because, going back to the piano example, if somebody already appreciates music, then they'll appreciate you playing music for them. You get what I'm saying? So that's what exchanging, your gifts is all about. And some of you, I really feel, maybe not all of you, but some of you are really, it's not about not loving your family or not appreciating them or appreciating that, they got you this far in life, but it's about you being the one who then takes it further. And you cannot feel bad about doing the work to better yourself. You cannot feel bad about positioning yourself in a better way that helps you to grow. You cannot remain stagnant because you fear what your loved ones will say about it. This is really an act of love for you to allow yourself to grow and expand and take your skills to the next level. Because how can you be a blessing to your family by remaining the same? You can't. You're not doing them any favors and you're not doing yourself any favors. Now, I don't know who that message was for, but if it was for you, take it and run with it and do big things. All right. So that is it for your reading for this week, March 15th through the 21st. Make sure you comment your card selection down below by Monday the 16th if you want to be in the running to win our March giveaway. Also, make sure you download those two powerful classes that are in the description box down below, or you can download them individually at $19 each. But if you want both of them, I suggest that you get the bundle for only $29.99. You have lifetime access to that. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook because I will be making announcements this week on how to get on my email list. And it's those that are on my email list who will have first dibs on my private coaching, my one-on-one coaching, and my private coaching groups and classes. And those classes are going to be so awesome because it's not just going to be classes, it's also going to be special readings and some guided work books and all types of things that I will be doing for those who are intentional about their spiritual and self-love goals. So make sure you get on that list. Leave a love offering down below. That link is down below. Subscribe to this channel, share this video, give it a thumbs up, leave me a wonderful comment down below. And I think that's it. So until we speak again, I am wishing you all so much peace and love. All right, so thanks for watching the Pick a Card reading for the week of March 15th through the 21st. Make sure you comment your card selection down below by Monday, March 16th if you want to be in the running to win our March giveaway. Make sure that you click down below to download the classes, The Feminine Self-Care Secrets to Attract Abundance and Joy, as well as The Pleasure and Abundance Are Your Birthright audio class. If you want both of them, then get the bundle, which will actually save you about $10 on that. Because starting next week, a lot of my classes and my readings will not be open to the general public. So you want to make sure that you get your download your digital classes now, but also book your own personal readings while they are still available. Make sure that you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, where I will be announcing this entire week how to get on my email list. Because it is those who are on my email list who will be the first ones notified about my private coaching groups and my how to access my digital classes and private readings and whatnot. So you want to make sure that you are on that list, and that will open up sometime this week, and I will make those announcements on my social media platforms. Leave a love offering down below, also known as a donation. That link is down below in the description box. Also subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share it with those who you think could benefit from it. All right, so that is it. Until we speak again, I am wishing you all so much peace and love. Thanks so much for watching. Talk soon.